Alrighty guys, it's Virginia Outdoors Unlimited this morning, and hopefully I can finally get on a hunt today. It's January the 5th, and yesterday we had a pretty big snowstorm the night before yesterday, and yesterday it snowed pretty good. We got about 2 inches where I live here, but just east of us we got a lot more snow, so I'm gonna go out and try to hunt today. Yesterday we went out and we tried to hunt, me, my dad, and a buddy. We were going to go try to take out our big boat blind, and as we were pulling it out of the barn that we keep it in, we hit a big piece of concrete and knocked the axle off the boat trailer. So our boat is now out of commission for pretty much the foreseeable future until we get a new axle, which aren't easy to come by really, at least not the specifications that we need. So I'm gonna go out to just a little stretch of river that I've hunted before. You know, a lot of our river is froze up right now. This morning it's 11 degrees. The wind chill is supposed to make it feel like 0. I've never hunted in this cold before, guys, so I am taking it extremely slow. I'm gonna be extremely careful because all it takes is one mistake in this type of weather, especially out on the river, man. There's no point. I mean, it's way too risky to try to rush anything. So if I'm behind schedule, I'm just taking it slow, guys. I'm just gonna tell you honestly, but I'm gonna go out here and give it my shot. Basically, I'm gonna hunt, I think, a mouth of a creek. You know, all our creeks are frozen. Even some of the river up here where I live, the river is froze bank to bank. So the cold weather has really set in here in Virginia. We normally don't get it like this, but hopefully we can make the best of what open water there is left and try to get on some ducks.
Alright guys, we are set up now. It's about 5 minutes after shooting light. It took me a little while to find an ice-free hole, but there's a good amount of ice up here on the river today. I was not expecting to see this much ice, and I have seen a good few birds already, probably easily 2,000 geese, but there's always a ton of geese, and I jumped a few mallards and had a flock of ringers buzz me while I was getting set up. So I'm going to put this camera on my head and get settled in. I'm pushed back in these reeds right here, and I got set up as geese over here, got divers out in front, and mallards along the ice, only running 18 decoys. So we're gonna see if we can't get some birds. There's some birds over there swimming off to my left. I think they're either mergansers or buffleheads or maybe ringnecks. So I'm gonna settle in, put my face mask on, and we're gonna try to get some birds. So stay tuned. You guys are watching Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. Alrighty guys, so I've shot 5 times so far, all at 4 times at buffleheads and 1 time at a flock of ringnecks. Right about 10 minutes after shooting that, I had a flock of ringnecks swim in, and I shot at them. And every time I pulled this camera out, I can be not seeing birds. I was not seeing birds for 10 minutes, and I pulled the camera out, and here came a whole flock down the river. It's like, as soon as I pull this camera out, the birds come my way. I don't know if it's me talking or what, but I just missed, as you guys saw, I just missed 3 more buffleheads, or I just missed 3 more shots at buffleheads twice there. 3 of them came up, and I didn't realize they were buffleheads, and then I got the gun up, and then I realized they were buffleheads, and I decided to still shoot at the drake, and didn't connect twice on him, and then I had 1 shell left in my gun, and I had a whole flock come and try to land. I should have just let him land and shoot a drake, but I really did not want to shoot buffleheads today. You know, as cold as it is, I was hoping to shoot some other type of diver, because you know, I've heard buffleheads are good to eat, but I still am not sure how true it is. I'm going to try to hopefully take one today, but I don't want to take a bunch of them and then figure out that I still don't like eating them and then have to give them away or figure out something else to do with them. So, you know, I've seen a few big ducks and the geese have not flown yet, but the ice is starting to move in on me pretty big time, so I'm going to go up here and stir up some of this ice, and hopefully we can maybe get some birds in the spread. So stay tuned, and you guys are watching Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. I just shot a pair of red-breasted merganser drakes. They came right in, so I figured, you know, why not? I know I want to try eating a couple of them again. I've never actually even tried eating a merganser. They don't have a reputation for tasting very good, but I have a few ideas. So if nothing else, I have a buddy who swears up and down that he'll eat mergansers all day. So I will give those to him if I end up not liking them. But I'm gonna go pick them up. They came right in. I just water swatted them. I waited until their heads were lined up and took two with one shot, and yeah, worked out pretty well. So I'm gonna go pick up these birds and set up my secondary camera, and hopefully we can get some more birds on the ground. Alright, as I was talking about those red-breasted mergansers, I had 3 buffleheads come in, and I took 2 of them, and then a flock of canvasbacks flew by me. They were either canvasbacks, bluebills, or redheads, but they were pretty big to be anything but a canvasback. They could have been mergansers, maybe, but they were really, really big divers. So I'm going to go pick up these birds and then get set back up because I'd really, really like to kill some mergansers. I mean, some canvasbacks. I mean, whew, that would be a hell of a day. So they're around here, and hopefully we can get them in. I've done a good bit of shooting so far, so I'm going to pick up these birds and then settle right back in. Old freaking sawbills. And Goldeneye. Alright guys, sorry, it's been so hectic so far. I mean, there's been lulls, but then as soon as I pick up the camera to talk during the lulls, here come ducks, and then I'm left scrambling to put the camera back on my head. But finally got my second camera set up, and it is cold right now. I mean, it's about 12 degrees right now. It was with wind chill this morning. It was negative. It felt like -3 degrees. That's what the weather app said. But there's a good few birds out here. I shot 2 Goldeneye and 2 mergansers. I can show you guys the birds right there. Mergansers and the Goldeneye are over here. So I've never shot Goldeneye before. When they came in, I knew they were weird because normally if they're they were the size of buffleheads, and normally buffleheads come in come in groups, or they come in with a drake. If there's a group of 3, which it was, there's normally a drake, and I didn't see any big drake bufflehead, so I just shot 2 of them, and I guess it was the 2 hens at Goldeneye. There was probably a drake with them. I wish I had shot him. I've never shot Goldeneye before, so that's very cool, but you know, it is very cold. It is freezing all the way out in front of me. Up here on the river, it is all frozen up there. There's a couple open pockets where there's some divers I can see swimming around, but it is very, very cold right now, about 12 degrees, so this wind's supposed to pick up at my back later on, and I'm just going to kind of hunker down along this shoreline, and hopefully we can get maybe some puddle ducks in, and if nothing else, some more divers, because there's been a good amount of buffleheads around here, and there's been some bigger birds. I think a lot of them are mergansers. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, I have seen some puddle ducks and some ringnecks, so hopefully we can get some of those birds in and make a day of it. I'm gonna let those mergansers live. Pretty much just because I've shot 2 already and I don't need to shoot any more than that. I got enough to taste test them, and I'm not gonna shoot more than I think I can eat. So, yep, that's the reason I let those birds live. Let them swim right on out of range. Alrighty guys, so I just had another hooded merganser come right in, and I figured I'd take him because I have a buddy who just sent me a text and said, I told him I was shooting some mergansers and I was pretty much done shooting mergansers. He said, I'll take him if you don't want him, so I'll try the 2 that I've already shot, and I'll give him this hoodie so he can eat that thing, because I really just want to try eating them more than anything else. But you know, I'm seeing a good number of birds around. I had 2 more common mergansers buzz me right after I shot that hoodie, and I see birds landing downriver of me pretty much continuously. I'm not sure what type of birds they are. I'm just seeing wing beats and birds on the water. So I'm gonna go out here and pick up this hooded merganser, and then we're gonna get back to hunting because it's cold, but there are birds. So it definitely makes it worth it to sit out in the cold when there's birds flying like this. So definitely a new experience for me to hunt icy river like this. You know, it normally does not get this cold in Virginia at all, but I'm having a lot of fun, so I'm going to keep on trying to get after it and go pick up this bird. There you go, pretty hooded merganser right there. Little duck. But I'm still seeing a good bit of movement, mostly buffleheads, and I think maybe some Goldeneye and mergansers. There goes another bufflehead right there. But I'm gonna keep on trying to get them in. I really want to get some of these big divers that I've been seeing around here. I mean, I saw 2 big old flocks of divers, and I think they were bluebills, so I'd really love to get those birds in and get a crack at them. And that's the reason I'm kind of holding back on shooting any more birds. Is first off because I don't want to waste steel on birds that aren't as good table fare as other birds I could shoot, and I don't want to end up finishing my bag limit and then having some divers come in that are cool divers come in. So yeah, stay tuned and hopefully we can get on some of these birds. bird right there.
Alrighty guys, so it's about 10 o'clock, right? And probably actually only about 9:30. And I'm calling the hunt. I've started to pick up decoys and everything. I figured I'd just wrap it up right now. We ended up with 7 birds, but today was probably one of my favorite hunts of the season, not because of how many birds I shot, but because of the new experience. I really love learning through experience, and I love learning about different types of duck hunting and different situations, and I really have never got to hunt when it was this cold out. This section of river never freezes, and so this was definitely a cool experience to see most of this river frozen up, albeit now it's pretty much open because of the wind. But I was hoping the puddle ducks would fly today, and there were some puddle ducks, but they did not want to cooperate, and I set up just a little bit too late. By the time I was set up, it was about 15 minutes after shooting light, and that kind of hurt me. And then the geese, I just don't think they're going to fly today until late, and I'm not going to sit here all day waiting for geese that probably wouldn't even come into the spot. But it was a really awesome hunt. We ended up with 7 birds. I'll show you guys the birds right here. 2 goldeneye right there, 2 goldeneye, 2 buffleheads, a hooded merganser, and 2 common mergansers. So my shooting actually wasn't too bad. I think I probably shot probably 13, 14 times at birds that were flying, and then took a couple cleanup shots. But really, really awesome hunt. You know, normally not a bag limit that I would shoot, but it's cold weather and you got to take what comes to you. Normally I wouldn't shoot mergansers or buffleheads, but you got to take what comes some days. So really awesome hunt, and I definitely could have shot a lot more birds. I just was holding out hope that I could maybe get some bluebills or canvasbacks or redheads, but they didn't come today. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave a comment. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because there will be a lot more duck hunting content coming out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.